What's going on? It's your boy SB. All right, so what we are talking about today is something that we have brought up in our lives, and it's probably been about at least 3 different lives where this was brought up. Why I no longer want to be a AM, which is an area manager at Amazon. And the reason why this is a big thing, because when I first came into Amazon, this was my first goal. My first goal, first day, first 20 minutes of working at the job. I want to be a manager. Literally, the first day of me working there, the place was so big. It was so many people. It was so much opportunity. The only thing I thought was growth, opportunity, positions. So that was my goal, to be an L6 operations manager. But to get to that point, you first got to be at an L4. So in this video, we're going to talk about a few reasons that kind of put the nail in the coffin for me to finally say, you know what? I don't want to do that. Now, this is in no way any shade toward a position, even though it may sound like it on some pieces. It's only going to be facts, but just facts according to my journey. So first off, shout out to all the area managers out there, all the AMs, L4s, L5s, operations managers. Shout out to everybody out there, because I think it is a great position to learn experience, to be a manager. Oh, you gonna get every test that you need in that position. So shout out to all the area managers out there. I don't discourage anybody, but you can take this information as a grain of salt from my experience. Let's talk about it. All right, so all these reasons I'm gonna talk about, this in no specific order, but the first one of why I no longer wanna be an area manager is because of the state of the economy. Not just the state of it, but the future projections. I would say the uncertainty of the economy. Why is that so important? SB, why are you worried about the state of the economy when it comes to a job position? I'm glad you asked. And the reason why I say that is because when you step into the manager position, it changes. You feel me? You start off, let's say if you start off at Amazon at the entry level, as I did, you start off as a hourly associate. Everything changes when you switch over from hourly to salary. Even the way you get paid, they get paid different when they're salary. For them, the price that whatever they sign for the contract, this is how much you're gonna get paid a year. It's not all cash. A portion of it is, but also a big portion of their salary, of what they're getting paid, is a thing called RSUs, which is stock. To me, that has a potential to be uncertain. For an example, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, as I've talked about they hitting the recession button. What is that? The propaganda of a recession, in which I believe will cause consumer spending to pull back, in which I think would affect the stock market. Let's say if that stuff happens, right? That has a potential to now change your base pay. I think for me, before I even change my mind on trying to step into that position, I would need to see more consistency in our economy. It's so much moving pieces that's moving, and stuff that's still coming into play that can really shift things in our economy around. And another piece, when we're talking about the economy, hiring freezes. My company and a lot of these companies out here have talked about hiring freezes. Now, even though they spoke on hiring freezes, we still see people getting hired, but that doesn't technically mean hiring hasn't probably slowed down in certain areas. I think now, the way the economy it is, I think it would make the journey longer from that bottom area manager position to the top paying management position. And I don't know if I'm willing to wait in those positions longer to get or move up in the rank. Now, would there be situations that are out of the ordinary where people still move up quick? I'm pretty sure it can still happen. The company is so big, there's still a lot of positions due to the fact there's a lot of buildings. I still think it could happen, but I'm not in a position like I used to be to where I can just up and move somewhere. Now, if you're somebody who could just up and move somewhere, you know what I mean? It may be different. So I think with just that announcement of the hiring freeze, and me personally hearing from different people across the country, man, we haven't seen promotions from this level to this level. You know what I mean? I think this was just something that I should let you know and let it be noted for this building over here. But for me, with it just being a risk, that's not a risk I'm willing to take. Now, when it comes to the pay, if the pay, like, why does it have to be stocks in there? That's one thing I don't get. Maybe if you're an L4, I know operations managers, I know seniors and people that I've talked to, but I've never really asked that question or thought of it until now. Why? You know, when I did think that question, when I got converted, I'm an L4 right now. I was an L3 and I got converted to an L4. And I was excited, like, okay, bet. First thing I'm thinking, what the finances gonna look like, Uncle Jeff. And you wanna know what put that fire out real quick? When they said, oh, you're also going to get stock. Immediately, I was like, ah. And basically, it was a little bump in pay with some stock. And this was before there was a stock split. So already, the first thing, I'm not going to lie, I ain't got no inside knowledge. My first thought was, these stocks is going to drop. Did it drop? It did drop, but that's beyond the point. Now, I think if there were just a base pay without the stock, to me, that seems more, why is that? Maybe somebody knows out there. I don't know the answer to this question. I never thought of it. Why is that? Why do these companies put the stock into your pay? I guess it can be good if your company is booming and it probably makes you feel as if you're a part of the company. Cool, but why not put that on top of my base pay instead of making that a part of my base pay? To me, that seems like it could be a gamble, but that's just my opinion. And I would definitely love your guys' thoughts on that in the comment section. Let me know. Okay, so here's another thing that put the nail in the coffin for me wanting to be an L4 AM manager. I couldn't find one L4 manager who said they would be in that position. They wouldn't mind staying in that position forever. They could retire as an L4 manager. Says none. You feel me? I haven't come across one that said that in my Amazon history. And I've worked side by side and right under these managers for about 2 years. So I see, this is another thing. The stress to me does not meet the pay. Or I could say that in reverse. I don't think the pay reflects the level of stress as an L4 manager. And for most of the managers I've encountered, I haven't seen too many get bumped up to that L6, especially with this whole economy thing. Does that mean it can't happen? No, absolutely not. Shoot for the stars. You feel me? If that's your goal, shoot for it. But for me, that's just one of those things. That's something that's added. You feel me? One of them extra hits to the nail why I am no longer pursuing to be that L4 manager. I've seen the rewards of the AM management. Not really for the pay, but I'm talking about with people. I love dealing with people. I love the team, all that stuff. And I've seen the benefits of having impact on your team and on people and on the growth and what it does to you. All that stuff is great. I've seen it. That's the part I love about it. I love developing a team, taking a whole team to new heights. I love that. But this is one position. This is a special position. The reason why I say that, and don't let this scare you if you're trying to go in to be an AM, but this is one position that I've seen break a lot of people. I can't count. Actually, I probably could, but more than two hands, I've seen that many AMs break down. You feel me? Cry, walk off the floor, leave the job. Like when I say, I actually made a vlog. If you haven't seen it yet, I think I titled it The 3 Most Stressful Positions at Amazon, in my opinion. This is one of them. I think this was number one. If it wasn't this, it was the PA. Either the PA first, the AM. No, I think it was the AM first, which is the manager, then the PA, then the tier 1. And the reason why I said that, when you're entry-level associate, you really don't have any responsibility except yourself and to make sure you're hitting rate. You don't go negative on UPT. You ain't a UPT ninja. But once you step into those other roles, you have more accountability. Your accountability is now bigger than you. You're accountable for other people, their productivity, especially if you're the manager. I think they were the number one position I gave the highest stress level because with the PA, yeah, you can, you know what I mean? Numbers could not be good. They're going to ask you, hey, Mr. PA, what's up? They'll ask you that. You'll give them whatever, response that you give them. Ultimately, it's the AM that got to give account. In them wash meetings like, AM, what happened with these rates? I'm telling you, some of the meetings I used to be like, I think this is one of the most stressful positions. And it's one of the positions I've seen, like I said, break people the most. But I've also, on the flip side, seen it be rewarding. I've seen managers who came in real shaky, real nervous, develop into some great leaders due to the pressure, due to the environment. But I don't know if I want to deal with that at this moment. So the next reason is also kind of dealing with the economy and the company. The instability and insecurity of the economy. I would say this, the uncertainty of positions with Amazon. Now, do I think Amazon is going to go under? Like Uncle Jeff said, one day Amazon will go bankrupt. I ain't say that. He said that. Do I think that's going to happen anytime soon? No, I don't think that would happen in this recession. But I do still think more positions are going to get cut. At the moment, we've seen layoffs really more so on the corporate level. So that's one reason as well. I don't know about the uncertainty when it comes to that L4 position, and not with them being cut, but what happens when stuff gets cut? Most of the time, you're going to get more responsibilities, and you add that on already a stressful position. That's just my opinion. These are not facts. These are not representing the company. These are just things that I kind of look for, in my opinion, in the position. Because on the flip side of that, one thing I've always said, I think the warehouse with Amazon is one of the most safest place. But even though you have your job, I wonder if you'll have more responsibilities as an L4 because stuff is getting cut elsewhere. So now we got more on your plate. You got your job, but there's more on your plate. That's what's up. Nothing wrong with that. I would love to still keep my job, but what would that stress level look like? So another thing, this I've maneuvered in it. Being a PA, I've had to deal with it. So it's not a big thing, but I just think I've been out of the mix, just kind of getting, you feel me, just getting a taste of it. It's like, you feel me? I don't like the way that feels. All the stuff outside of work that you have to deal with inside of work. And I spoke about it in a live. I ain't gonna go too much into it in this video, but all of the stuff that's outside of work, you have to deal with, especially in that management position, or you got to talk about it and have to, like, all this stuff that has nothing to do with work. And I don't like the blend. And that's with a lot of companies. It's like they're trying to do way too much with bringing work and personal life and mixing it. I don't like that, you know, because everybody got their personal life bet. But when you start to mix 12 different personal lives and try to put it in the mix, you know what I mean? To me, it's just like, that was just like the sprinkle on the top. That's really not an issue. I've been in that position as a PA. I've had to deal with people with this background, people who are this, people who's that, wherever the situation may be. And I maneuvered through it easy. But it just seemed like it's on a whole nother level now. Maybe because I am on the corporate side and I'm actually getting them emails, actually checking my emails now. It's like, yo, why am I getting this email? You feel me? I blocked it and I still get it. And as I talked about this in the live, it's not just for this or for this, it's for everything. I would just really like to just know about work. But that really wasn't a big thing. But it was something just to note. And I think the final thing is the politics. Not really the politics, but I don't know what other word to use. When you step into salary, to elevate, when they say jump, you got to say how high. It's not like you're a tier 1 where you just meet rate every 6 months, you get a raise. No, you got to have to perform, and you got to, that's where the projects come back in. You got to prove yourself. And I don't know if I am ready to get back into that. So that's another reason as well. I can go a whole 10 minutes, you feel me, on that alone. But I did a vlog called Why I Stopped Climbing Up the Corporate Ladder. And that was probably like a year ago. That's on my page. Check that out. But the reason why I made this one is because I was actually going to start shooting for that position again. And I started putting my resume again because I was like, you know what? This corporate is a whole nother level. At least my department I was in, it just got a little rocky. So I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and shoot for that again. But quickly, seems like every time I want to shoot for it, I kind of get pushed back in this mindset where I'm at now, to where it's like, you know what I mean? Because you can't come back once you cross that line of going to an AM manager. Is that even possible? Can you go back to hourly? I've never seen it. So what happens if I cross that line? All right, y'all, I'm here. Yeah, and it's like, I want to go back. I ain't never seen that happen before. But my opinion of the actual position has not changed. I still think it is a super dope position. If you are shooting for that L4 management position, go for it. You feel me? Strive for it, kill it. It is a lot of pros in that position. There is growth. There is opportunity. So I don't think the position is a bad position. I just think this is one thing that hasn't changed. I think anybody who goes for that position needs to try to get out out of it as quick as possible. Not only has that been my thought, that's what I've heard from 99% of people in that position. They try to get out of it to, level up as quick as possible. But that's the name of the game anyways, of climbing up that ladder. So overall, it's not a bad position from what I've seen. I haven't been in it. I'm an L4 now, not a manager though. I am on hourly L4, but I've worked very close with them as a PA for years. And I would still encourage anybody who wants to be a manager to do it. But if you're going to do it, do it. You better go 100 miles per hour. Anyways, man, that's just my thoughts on that. A few people was asking me about my resumes that I put in for that position. Wanted to clear that up and where I stand on it. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to hit the notification bell, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Also, yes, I go by the name of SB. I am an artist. I just dropped some new projects, some new singles. Links for my music will be in the description if you want to check it out and show your boy some support. You can stream it on iTunes, Spotify, all those things. Links will be in the description. Other than that, I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. It's your boy SB. Let's go. I'm on my grind. 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 I get up, I get out and get to it. I'm on my grind.